Hey everyone, this is Tony from Phantasmic Chronicles. I thought maybe I may just stop in for a little bit. I haven't went live for quite some time. I'm out in the workshop, and I thought, hey, you know what? We'll throw something up and talk to a few of you and chat of other channels. And people have been asking what I've been working on. I thought maybe I'd come live from in here and kind of show it around and show you guys what I have. Wait around for a few minutes to see if anybody comes in, and we'll go from there. And sorry if you are just coming in and things are a little shaky. I'm working on everything here and messing around with the new gimbal and seeing how it goes. So hopefully you guys are seeing me okay. If not, please just let me know in the chat what's going on. Let's see. It's not frozen anymore, is it? Hi, Carol. Hi, Rhonda. How are you guys today? I've been in here in the sander a little bit today, so kind of, like I said, I'm just kind of hanging out for a few minutes. Decided to go live. Carol, this is for you. You asked when I was going to do a live stream from the workshop and kind of show it around. It's a little messy right now because I've been working on a few things here and there, and I'm not the best at cleaning up after myself. I try to keep it in as good a shape as I can, but if you guys notice anything moving around the back, that's my pain in the butt dog, Max. He's kind of cantankerous right now because he doesn't really like to be out here. Now, sorry, Rhonda. I'm on a Wi-Fi extender. I live out in the country a little bit, so I got good signal out here, but I don't know how strong it is right at the moment. I mean, it comes and goes. But if you give me a second here, I've never really used this app from my phone before, so I don't know. I'm trying to figure out how to change my camera here. If not, we'll just swing it around. Well, you know, there's a way to do it. I just have to figure out how to do it. Let's see. Try that and see how it comes out. Oh, that's wide angle. There we go. This is my workshop. Just no, it's we pay enough for internet as it is. I've got really good internet. I just need a better setup out here. And after I get done with everything I'm working on, hopefully it will be better. But what I am working on today is an entertainment shelf. Our TV sits in the corner, hung on the wall. It's upside down right now, but when it's flipped over, it fits right back into the corner, and all of our boxes and everything will slide onto that and up behind the TV so you don't see it anymore. Cables and everything will be pushed up to where I don't have to have them out. Sorry for the fact that my garage is kind of a disaster, and the fan may be causing quite a bit of noise, and if it is, just let me know and I will shut it off for now. Yeah, Uverse, I got rid of that quite some time ago. I was not very happy with the speeds that are available in our area. So I run Spectrum, which is probably, well, in our area, it is the fastest. It is, I think we have 200 downstream. So that's what I'm going to stick with. I mean, like I said, when I'm hardwired, I'm really good, but I'm literally probably 400 feet from my house. And yeah, fiber optic is a long way off from where I live. Yeah, it's not going to happen for quite some time. So what I had here, and we'll try and swing it back around here. StreamYard is not the most user friendly for mobile work. But yet, this past summer, me and my son found in an old summer kitchen we have a maple tabletop, and we took that and we built a table frame for it, and he built a cabinet underneath of it. And this is his workstation, which is a lot worse shape than mine. And normally he has tools hanging all over, but who knows where he's got those strung out too. My cornhole boards that I built last summer. There's the tiny bit of wood that I have left because I have been doing quite a few projects lately. And then, yeah, they're sniffing around, hoping to find him some treats. There's my dog, Max. Here's my primary source of heat. It's 40 degrees out here, so it's going nice and strong. It's probably about 72 in here right now. And then my clamps, my planer, my radio arm, my router back there. So I'm probably only going to stay on for a few more minutes, unless there's things that people want to discuss or talk about in general, and get back to what I was doing here and try and get it finished up before I call it an evening and my son comes home and we have dinner. We are expecting temperatures in the mid 60s Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday. We have a few days in the 50s, but it's been in the mid 40s. We've had sunshine the last few days, which is great. I've really enjoyed that. But you know, it's coming. You know, it's going to make me enjoy it a lot more when I did. This winter's been extremely rough on me mentally. Had a really rough mental winter. Carol, I don't know that I have a favorite type of project. Um, I The title says it all. I really am a mediocre woodworker. You know, I do what I can with what I got. I really enjoy just about anything that I've been working on. Uh, I like learning new things. My dad's been doing it my whole life, and I spent a lifetime watching him and trying to figure out if it's something I was into or not. And then when we bought this house, we've been here since September of 2019, so about a year and a half. My wife wanted something called a Murphy desk, same concept as a Murphy bed. It closes up and it's out of the way. And I went and bought a few things and I built that and I really enjoyed it. And I played around a few things here and there. And then I decided would have a little bit of money here and there, and I'd go buy a couple more things. Quite a few things in this shop are things my dad gave me just to get it out of his garage. But eventually I want to get into wood turning and making stuff like that. But really, what I enjoy doing is the things that make my house look better. Like the light stand that you've seen. I mean, it's a simple project. It went super easy. You know, Me and my dad, we buy our lumber straight from an Amish mill house. It's been dried, but it's still rough, so it has. I enjoy getting it straightened out and ready to use because it doesn't have straight edges. Sometimes it still has bark here and there, and I really enjoy prepping the material. That's probably one of my favorite parts is prepping it, because when I'm done with the project, I look back and think this really was just a rough piece of wood when it started. And then I'm learning to use new techniques to join my wood together so that it holds up better and you don't realize that there's more than one piece. Like that tabletop is a couple of different pieces, and I used different things that I've bought over the last few months and played around with it and learned how to join that together properly. So one, it's more stable. Two, it's not going to fall apart. And three, it's going to last forever. So sorry if things went a little weird there for a minute. My son's texting me wanting to know if we can get pizza. But let's see, you learn a lot about tools watching your dad. You know, I went through that a lot with stuff that I started doing. I've got a lot of starter wood over there by my fireplace, and that's because things didn't turn out the way I wanted it to. So you learn how to deal with making more firewood than you do anything else. Garrett, hey, welcome in, buddy. Just thanks for joining me for Tales from a Mediocre Woodworker. I was just kind of showing off a minute ago the corner shelf that I'm building for under the TV. I built one probably about the time I built the Murphy desk, and I was never happy with it. It was just plywood and a couple of scrap pieces of wood that I put up so it could go in there, and our TV box and our Wi-Fi router and the Xbox and everything could sit on it, and everything is just clustered in there. Plywood is not the best vehicle for stain, so I'm going to finish that up this afternoon and get it hung up, and I'll be taking some pictures and I'll post that to Instagram. I'm going to be posting some pictures of all my stuff to Instagram, so if you don't follow me here, Phantasmic Chronicles on Instagram. Yeah, everything I'm on is Phantasmic Chronicles. Instagram, Twitter. I'm going to start posting that stuff too. And I'm hoping that come this summer when I get everything put together, I want to start building some of this stuff and probably putting it up for sale. So Garrett, since you're in here, this is some inspiration for you. Go out there into that garage and get it cleaned out so that you can start making some stuff too. So I'm probably going to end it here in a minute and go back to what I was working on. And I really appreciate you guys coming in to see what I was doing here today. You know, there's a lot of people on today. I've been watching a lot of people today. So I appreciate you taking time out of your day to come just hang out with me and check out my mediocre tools and my mediocre workshop. Let's see. Oh, custom pins. That is something that my son wants to do. We've actually looked into getting a lathe that is specific for wood turning pins. They do make them. It's called a mini lathe. And it's basically for making small projects like pins. And I mean, that's all I can think of right now that you would do on it. But those pens, for one, they look beautiful. For two, they are really, really expensive. Yes, Garrett will make Michelle, and he'll film it, and he will make a video of it. Wait, I think I'm back. So, yeah, send me the link to his shop. I would love to go look at what he's got. And uh, my son, he just sold some stuff on eBay. We just finished up the auction for it the other night. Um, yeah, the tools are good enough. You know what? And that really is the truth, Garrett. The the tools sometimes are what makes you good. If I bought something. My wife just had a heart attack when she seen this thing here. It's called a Wixie digital gauge. This thing here, it is uh, it is accurate within like 0.01 degrees, but you put it on your equipment and you zero it out to 0 degrees and you flip it sideways, put it on your saw blade, and it'll tell you if everything is 90 degrees. It's a $30 tool that I really use like maybe once every 3 months. But I come around, I slap it on every tool, and I make sure everything is perfectly square before I cut. And as long as everything is square and you know how to read a tape measure, things really turn out good. And it's simple as making sure your stuff is square and making sure your measurements are right. And Carol, you were saying that you were never able to make things look as good as your dad does. I know deep down the stuff that I make is I have to work twice as hard, and I probably still will not come out looking as good as the stuff my dad builds. But you know what? One day I'll get there. But I come out every day or every other day, and I do something. Even if it's just taking an old scrap of wood and just working on something new that I learned. YouTube is my friend. I probably spend more time watching YouTube instructional videos on how to do things woodworking than I do anything else on YouTube. I will literally come home and binge watch hours of them. Garrett, it's true. It's like anything else you do, it takes practice. You know, it's no different than going live on YouTube. You know what? When I first went live, there's a part of me that just sits there and looks at the camera and tries to think of the right thing to say. Then once you do it for a little bit, and all of a sudden you're mid-conversation and you're watching chat and waiting for it to go by and trying to fill space in between. And those are things you only learn to do with practice. You guys go live every 3 days a week. If you guys went a month without going live, things aren't going to go as smoothly as it does going 3 days a week. Woodworking is the same way. Once you get yourself straightened out and you get things going, everything kind of takes care of itself from there. Carol, how old is your son? I really don't know your family outside of you, so I don't know if he's an older child or younger child. Like my son Brandon is 13, and he has a love-hate relationship with woodworking. He has times where he comes out to do something and work on a project with me, and he'll be out here for 3-4 hours. And after 3-4 hours, he's doing really good, and he's got a really good feeling about what he's doing. And then there's times where he'll go 2-3 weeks and he doesn't come out here, he doesn't touch anything, and he gets this bulb goes off and he wants to make something, and he comes out, and next thing I know, I got more wood for the fire because he's 13. I mean, he's 13, he's not going to always have the patience to do that. 16 is a great age. You're starting to hit that stride maturity wise. And if he's out there and he's already making simple shelves, you know what? Find a local lumber mill and tell him, say, hey, pick something out. And like, here's your project, and let him go to it. And he might find that he's like, oh, well, mom's going to spend a little bit and let me try to make something really cool, and that might be the engine that drives him to be sitting in front of a camera in 5 years having his own Tales from a Mediocre Woodworker show. Like, this is something that I plan on doing more often. Once, like I said, if you can look around and see, Rhonda, thank you for coming in. I really appreciate it. And I will check out his Etsy shop after we get off here. But thank you. But, I want to come in and I want to be able to sit down and walk everybody through a project. Because a lot of people like me want to build things and want to make something for their home, or have an idea for their husband to make, or their son's interested in it, and the son may be like, hey, this is really cool, I want to build this. And maybe he will tune in to watch me one day, and my son will be out here doing something, and he'll be like, well, he's out here doing it, I'm gonna have to step my game up. Because that table I showed you over there, I built a frame for it. He took all the measurements. I did all the cutting. He did all the screwing up. He screwed it all together. We flipped it over. We bolted it together, and he's got a maple workbench because he found a maple tabletop. And he took the time and took all the measurements, and he ran with it. I've got pictures, and I'm going to post those when I start posting my woodworking videos and pictures. He sat out here in the garage, or right in the entrance of the garage, and put this whole thing together. All I did was build the frame. So if he loves it, definitely encourage it, because it's a great skill to have. Every time my wife walks in, and my wife walked in the other night, I made that table, I took it in the house. I told her nothing about it. She walked in and she was like, I asked her to go grab something off there for me, and she's like, it'd be so cool if we could get that thing finished this weekend. And I said, can you go in and grab my phone? I got some pictures I want to show you. And she's seen it. She absolutely loves it. And it's a great feeling knowing that I made something that, now that it's done and it's complete, and it's done with a nice hardwood, and it's treated well, that's something that my kids are going to take one day, and it's going to be in their house, going to be like, my dad built this. My dad made that. So, a maple bench. See, and if your son sits down and he understands the basics of reading a plan and understands measurements, a bench is not a difficult thing. Benches are actually relatively easy. I've actually got plans for a bench that I want to build this summer out of cedar. I want to build a nice bench type, a planer bench. It's to go out front in our planer bed. Yeah, I've got things in my house that my dad built when I was much younger, and before he got really good at it. A little wobbly, a little weird. And I told my wife, I said, these are things that, like, I got a side table that sits in my office over by the back door, and it's beautiful, but it's beautiful because it's one of my dad's first real furniture projects. Like I said, it's a little wobbly because it's not completely even, but I love it because my dad built it, and my dad's not going to be around forever. My dad's going on 70, and to know I've got something that he built. It's one of the reasons why I started doing what I'm doing, because I've got a desktop that I got to finish the frame and everything for my son Matthew. That'll be going up in his room, and when he's an adult, he's going to take that into his home, and after I'm gone, he's going to be telling his grandkids, hey, your great grandpa built this for me when I was about your age. Yeah, I mean, you talk about that car key and Carol, and it's all the same thing. Woodworking to me has that same feeling that someone does that makes quilts, or someone that does anything else that they have a passion for. I've got a real passion for what I'm doing, which is one of the things that I really enjoy about it. It makes me feel good to know that I did something for my family, something that I know we needed, and it really only cost me a couple of dollars because my time when I'm at home costs me nothing. You know, my family's all around. I'm in the same house with them. Well, I'm in the garage, but I mean, you know what I mean. And we're not going to some big box store and buying a piece of furniture and putting it together with cam bolts and a $5 packet of screws, and it's going to fall apart. But Carol and Garrett, thank you for coming in. Like I said, I only wanted to go about a half an hour. I am going to jump off here and I'm going to finish up what I'm working on. Sometime this evening, I should be posting a picture of at least the partially finished project. I still have to sand it down. I've still got to router it, and I've still got to stain it. But it will be going up in my house over the next couple of days. So keep a watch out on Instagram, and I'll send you some pictures, Garrett, when I get it done. And thank you guys for coming in, and I am going to leave you guys here. Have a good day, everybody, and hopefully I see you guys tonight. I should be in because I actually have a rare Monday off, so I will be in chat with you guys tonight, Garrett, and I hope to see you tonight too, Carol. All right. You guys have a great day.